Okay, in this video I want to share to you about how to make a private luxury house from scratch in SketchUp. I've already prepared the 3D model example for the reference in this tutorial, and this is unscaled. So I will scale it to be a reasonable scale. Okay, first of all we have to make the rectangle with using the rectangle tool in here. Create the rectangle from the origin with any size, with any length and the width of the rectangle. Okay, then we need to triple click, right click and make group first for the plane. And we use this center area for the reference. Okay, now we can right click and explode this one. Okay, then we can draw the line from this point until this point. We can draw with using line tool and create the point in here and finish to this point. Okay, now we can select all with the image and also the line in here. And after we select all this one, and we can right click and make group. Okay, then we can I suggest you that this center area is around 4.5 meter. This is 4.5 meter from this point until this point. Now we can use the tape measure tool in here. Tape measure tool. We can click from this endpoint until this endpoint in here. Okay, then we can type 4.5 meter and enter. And it appeared the warning like this, and just click yes. Okay, now we can get the real size or real scale that this area is 4.5 meter. Okay, this area is 4.5 meter, so we can follow the another area is around 5 meter more maybe, and also this one is around 5 meter approximately. Okay, then now we can make the tape measure tool in here. Again, we can use this one. We can click from this edge until this edge. We can place this tape measure tool in here. Okay. Okay, then we can drag again and click the tape measure tool in here. Okay, well, now we can select all this JPEG and this guideline. We can move the guideline until the bottom. Okay, we can select move. We can move until the bottom in here like this. Okay, so okay, we can move it up again. We can move it up. Sorry, we can just move this guideline only. We can move the guideline only. We can move until the ground, until the plane in here. Okay, then now we can make the left and right side room with using the tape measure tool. We can click from this position until the another position, approximately around 6 meter, and enter. Okay, and also this one we can click and type 6 meter and enter. Okay, then now we can click from this position until this any position in here. Okay, anyway, we have to assign the materials with the clear materials. We can use the yellow material first, okay, to make it more clear, like this, or we can use this one. Okay. Okay, then now we can make the speculation of the floor plan based on this reference picture. We can use the tape measure tool again. We can click this tool and click from this guideline to the behind around 2 meter and enter. Okay, and we can click from this position until to the behind around 16 meter, and enter. Okay, now we can measure from the point until this point is around 6.5 meter. Okay, so this is a square floor plan anyway in here, approximately like that. And okay, we can draw the floor plan, the floor first with using the line. We can using the line, click from this position and click from to this position. Okay, we can use the line first. Okay, it's just a speculation about the floor plan arrangement of the house. Now we can push it up. Okay, we can push it up around 300 millimeter and enter. Okay, we can triple click, right click, and make group. Okay, now we can select all the guideline over there. We can select all the guideline and select a move and click from the corner until this top surface of this floor plan over there, and we can scale the plane over there. We can scale the plane, and now we can draw the swimming pool in here with the dimension around. We can click the rotate rectangle first. We can click from this position until the another position. We can type 20 meter, enter, and we can set the width of the swimming pool around 6 meter and enter. Okay, so this is about the swimming pool placement. Okay, we can select the materials first with using the water. We can use water material in here. Okay, and this is about the swimming pool, and this is about the building. Okay, and we can see about the solid surface in here. This is a solid wall, as we can look from outside. This is a solid wall, and this is a solid wall, and this is on the middle area is a solid wall on the left and the right side, and on the right side is solid wall. Okay, now we can draw the wall with using rotate rectangle. We can click from this endpoint, and we can click for this position, and we can set the width of the wall around 150 millimeter and enter. Okay, now we can click the surface and select a push and push it up around. Okay, we can push it up around 3 meter first for temporary. Okay, now we can triple click, right click, and make group. Okay, don't forget to create the material of the color of the wall color in here. You can select the gray color first. We can add the special material for the paint color of the wall. We can type wall paint. Okay, can click OK in here. Then we can click the wall paint and assign the wall paint in here first. And okay, we can move it to the middle. We can move it to the middle, this position. Okay, we can check about the height. The height is around 2.4 meter in here. It's lower than we imagine. Okay, it's just 2.4 meter, I mean, but we can set it 3 meter. Okay, it is a 2.4 meter, or okay, we can set it 2.4 meter only. So this is a 3 meter wall, and now we can push it down. We can push it down around 600 millimeter or 60 centimeter in here. Okay, and okay, it's look like a solid wall in here. You can using the wall again in here. We can use the rectangle. and click from this position until this position. Okay. We can type 150 millimeter, enter, and we can move it to the middle. Okay. We can move it to the middle. Okay, please follow this step by step, because I will give you a dimension so you can try it by yourself on your devices. Okay. Okay, I will show you about the dimension first in here, so you can follow my step in here. This is 18 meter, and this one 6 meter in here. Okay, and this one 2 meter, and this is 6 meter, and this one approximately 4.5 meter. No, this is a 4.5 meter. So the overall of the line, the overall of the width of the house is 16.5 meter. Then we can click the dimension again, and we can see about the dimension in here. It's 18 meter. Okay. Okay, so you can follow about this basic floor plan from the top. Okay, so and this is about the reference. Okay, I'll continue it, and we can continue to make the another wall in here. I just set this wall. Okay, we can use the tape measure tool again. Click the tape measure tool and click for the guideline and move to the left side around 1 meter and type enter. Okay, and we can click again for the guideline with the tape measure tool, and we can move to the front around 9 meter and enter. Okay, and okay, we can draw the wall. We can draw the wall in here. We can using the line. Click from this point and this intersection until this endpoint. Okay, now we can triple click and offset it outside and inside. We can using the offset tool. Okay, click this edge, offset it outside around 75 millimeter and inside around 75 millimeter, and okay, enter. And don't forget to close this unconnected line with using the line. Click from this point until this point. Okay, and click from this point until this point, so it will be surface automatically on this L-shaped surface of the wall. Okay, now we can delete the middle line in here first. Then we can click the surface and select push pull and click this surface, click to both and place to this alignment position in here. Okay, then we can triple click, right click and make group, and we can assign the wall pane again. Okay, and okay, we can now make the wall in here and also in this position in the middle. With using the wall, we can select move, tap control and click from the middle and place to this position. Okay, then we can click from this midpoint and place to this position. Okay, well, okay, now we can adjust about the corner connection of the wall with using the triple click and click the surface and select push pull and click the surface again, place to this position. Okay, and then we can triple click on this wall and select the surface and select push and click the surface until this position. Okay, perfect. Then now we can do it again. We can triple click again, click the surface, select the push pull, click the surface until this position, and okay, just like this. Okay, and this is about the simple or schematic wall on the ground floor on the ground floor. So we can now make the another floor on the second floor first. We can click this flooring and select the move tool. We can tap control on our keyboard and click this edge, this bottom edge. Okay, then we can move it up until this position. Okay, and again we can select move and tap control and click from this edge. Okay, and place to this position again. Okay, now we can see about the proportional aspect. We can see about the proportional building. We can look that this is a proportional enough or not. If it's not a proportional, we can make it higher. We can make the ceiling on the ground floor and on the first floor higher than before. With using the move tool, we can click this slab and also this slab. We can select move and move it up around 600 millimeter or 60 centimeter. Okay, and also this one we can select move and move it up again around 600 millimeter and enter. Okay, I mean it was proportional enough. It looked like a similar with the image reference like this about the basic shape of this luxury private modern house in this 3D model. Okay, now we can select all the wall. Okay, we can select all the wall in here. Okay, we can select all the wall, and we can just select the scale. Okay, and we can scale it up until touch the bottom surface of this slab. Okay, and now we can select a move, tap control and click from this floor until this position. Okay, and we can see about the result. Okay, we can see about the result, and now we can make the another elements. Okay, we can imagine that it has a void. We can imagine that it has a void area in here, approximately in this position. Okay, approximately in this position is the void area. Then we have to push it down with using the push tool. Okay, I will repeat. We can use the rectangle, click from this position and place to this position. Then we can click the surface and push it down until the limit. Okay, right there. Okay, we can see about the void area in here because I see that it has a void and it has a bright construction in the interior of this house. Okay, and then we can now draw the exterior. We can draw the exterior, but we have to make the another wall elements in here. It has a large wall element in here. We can draw it with using the rotate rectangle, and we can click from this position. We can click from this position approximately. Okay, or from in the middle. Okay, and then we can move it to the front again around 3 meter and enter, and we can move the cursor to the left around 600 millimeter and enter. Okay, then we can triple click. Okay, we can triple click the surface and we can push it up. Can push it up until this position around 8 meter. Enter. Then we can triple click, right click and make group. Okay, now we can move and adjust the position to the perfect position with using the move. Click from the edge until this position. Okay, this is the basic wall in here. And okay, now we can make the adjustment, just a little adjustment in here. we can triple click the surface and push the surface until this position. And also this one, we can click the surface and push the surface until this position. Okay, and we can exit from the group. And also this one, can push it until this position. Okay, and now we can make the another extension about the roof. Okay, we can triple click and click the surface and push the surface until this position. Okay, and we can click the surface and select push the surface until this position. Okay, and also this one, select a push. Okay, click the surface until this position. Okay, now we can triple click again and click this okay, we can click the surface and offset it outside around 1.2 meter. Enter. Okay, just like this we can see about the proportion. I mean, it was a perfect proportion. Okay, then now we can push it down based on the surface. We can push the surface down till this position. Okay, right there. Okay, now we can okay, we can make the elements. We can make the elements, or we can move this big wall until the another position first. We can select a move and click the surface and place to this position. Okay, because I see that the wall is on the perfect connection between the window opening over there, so we have to follow it. Okay, now we can make the large window and the main entrance, but we have to select the rectangle first and click from this position until this position. Well, now we can click the surface and push it down until this position. Okay, then we can triple click, right click, and make group first. Okay. Okay, now we can make the divide about the window or entrance. We can click this tape measure tool and click from this position until this position first. Okay, we can click from this position until to the another position around 1.5 meter. Enter. Click from this position till the another position around 1.5 meter and enter. Okay, now we can make the frame on the right and on the left side using rectangle. We can click from this position till this position. Okay, and click the surface and select offset and click this edge offset inside around 40 millimeter and enter. Then we can click this surface, right click and erase. Then we can click the surface. We can select a push and click the surface again and push it to the behind around 120 millimeter and enter. Okay, so you can see about the progress. Now we can select the rectangle and click from this midpoint until the another midpoint on the left top position over there. Okay. Okay, now we can select the glasses and materials. In here we can select the translucent glass gray and just assign to the surface, and don't forget to edit this item materials. Don't forget to set the opacity over there. Don't forget to set the opacity and select the color of the glasses. Okay, I mean it was enough. Then we can triple click, right click, and make group. Because the right side and left side is typical, we can right click and select make component and create. Okay, now we can select the another materials, colors. We can select the dark color on the bottom, and we can select this one, color 08, and click on the frame in here. Okay, perfect. Then we can select move, tap control. We can click from this corner until this corner. Okay, so we get the both of this window in the entrance, and then we can select the rectangle again. We can select the rectangle. Okay, we can click from this corner until this corner. Okay, then we can click the surface and select push pull and click the surface again and push it to the front around 50 millimeter and enter. Okay, then we can triple click, right click, and make group. Okay, then we can select the materials. We can select the brick, or we can select the modern siding in here and assign the materials first. Okay, so we have to adjust the texture like this to make the horizontal texture like the main entrance in here, not vertical like this but horizontal like this. Okay, now we can right click and explode. Okay, then we can click the surface. We can right click and select texture position. Okay, then we can adjust this orientation like this. Okay, we can adjust the orientation and the scale at once like that. Okay, we can see that it was similar with the texture alignment on the main entrance door in here. Okay, we can adjust the texture a little bit more. Okay, we can scale it up a little bit more. Okay. Okay, great. And okay, we can adjust skin. Okay, we can set the camera field of view. Okay, like this. We can set the camera to facilitate us to adjust the another micro elements in here. We can pick materials first and assign the behind material of the door entrance. Okay, and after that we can triple click, right click, and make group. Okay, then we can adjust the position. We can select move and click from this corner until this position, or we can move it to the inside. Okay, now we can make the handle, door handle in here with using the rectangle first with any size, Okay, I mean it's enough, or we can make it more higher in here. Okay, then we can select push until this position, and okay, we can click this line. Okay, we can click this line and offset it inside a little bit, around 30 millimeter. Then we can click surface and select push, pull, and push until the limit. Okay, then we can triple click, right click, and make group. Then we can assign the materials like this. Okay, and don't forget to make the flip materials over there. We can right click and make component and create. You can select a move, tap control, click from this corner until this position. Okay, then we can right click and flip it along and flip with the component green. Okay, then we can select move, click from this corner and place to this position, and don't forget to select all the door element, right click, and make group. Okay, we have already finished the entrance door and the window, and for the next step we have to make the another openings, wall, and the window. And okay, we can make adjustment of this floor first. Okay, we can select the rotate rectangle and click from this corner, and we can type 200 millimeter, enter, and 200 millimeter. Okay, we can click the surface and push it until the upper position like this, and we can triple click, right click, make group, and assign the color materials like this. Okay, it would be better that if we assign the materials, but we have to fix it first. We can assign the materials on the edge of the floor and of the roof first. Okay, we can assign this one. Okay, and then we can improve this one. We can click the surface and select move, tap control, click from this position until this position. Okay, I just simplify the structure in here. I just simplify the structure, or maybe we can add the balcony again in here. Okay, you can select move, tap control, and okay, place to this position. Okay, there is a balcony in here. Can click the surface, or maybe we can make the another extension. We can select the rectangle again. We can select the rectangle and click from this position until this position. Then we can click the surface and push it to the front. Okay, we can push it to the front just a little bit, around 800 millimeter only, and enter. There, okay, and or maybe we can push it to front again, 100 millimeter, enter. Okay, then we can triple click, make group, and we can assign the materials like this. Okay, and then we can make the another elements again. We can make the another elements again with the using the rectangle, rotate rectangle, and click from this position and place to this position around 4 meter, enter. Okay, and we can type 150 millimeter, enter, and click the surface and select a push pull, click the surface again. Okay, and push it up until 2.5 meter, enter. Triple click, right click, and make group. Okay, so this is the inner wall, and we can make the another wall again with using rectangle, and click from this point until this point. Then we can click the surface and push it up until 2.5 meter again, same as the previous wall that we have already made it. Then we can triple click, right click, and make group. Okay. Okay, now we can click this window, and we can select a move, click control on our keyboard, and click this surface and place to this position. Okay, and now we can select the rectangle and click from this point until this point. Okay, then we can click the surface and push it up, okay, until this position. Triple click, right click, and make group, and assign the materials. And we can select a move, tap control, click from this surface until this surface. Okay, now we can select rectangle, click from this point until this midpoint in here. Triple click, right click, make group. Then we can assign this glazing. Okay, so the middle glazing is already finished. Then we can make the another glazing on the left side, Okay, we can make the another glazing. Okay, now we can select the rectangle and click from this point until this point. Okay, now we can click the surface and offset it inside. Offset it inside around 40 millimeter. Enter. Triple click, right click, and erase. Okay, then we can click the surface and push it until the behind 120 millimeter. Enter. Triple click grain, right click, make group, and assign the materials. Okay, we can draw the rectangle and set the thickness of this rectangle, and triple click, right click, make group, and assign the frame, assign the frame material. Okay, we can right click and make component, create. Okay, then we can select a move, tap control on our keyboard and click from this point until this point. Then we can type 3/ and enter. Then we can click this frame, right click, and erase. Okay, and now we can select the rectangle and click from the middle, and click to the middle in here. We can triple click, right click, and make group. Okay, we can assign the surface over there. Okay, now we can copy this vertical frame. We can select a move, tap control. We can click this corner until this position. Okay, then we can scale until the top in here. Okay, now we can draw manually the frame by following the opening over there. We can use the line, click from the corner, place to the floor. Okay. Okay, perfect. Then we can click the surface and offset it inside around 40 millimeter and enter. Then we can clear the surface, right click and erase. Then we can click this surface. Okay, then we can push it until this frame thickness before. You can triple click, right click, and make group, and assign the materials. Okay, just like this. And we can also draw the frame again in here with using the rectangle. Click from this position till this position, click this surface and offset it inside. Okay, like this, and right click and erase. Click this surface and push it until to the behind 120 millimeter. Enter, and triple click, right click, make group, and assign the materials. Okay, then we can make the another glazing again. We can make the another glazing again, and in this position. Okay, but we have to make the solid wall in here. We can click this wall and select a move and tap control and click from this point until this point. Okay, we can just duplicate this one and make it a little bit small. Okay, we can triple click and select this surface. Okay, approximately like this, or maybe we can make it more a little bit in here. Okay, so the dimension of this wall is around 3 meter. Okay, then now we can draw the rectangle in here. Then we can push it up till this position, triple click, make group, and we can draw this one. Okay. Okay, now we can draw the little frame in here. We can draw the little frame from this position. We can push it until this position. Triple click, right click, and make group, and we can assign the frame in here. Okay, then now we can select rectangle again and click from this corner until this corner. Then we can click this rectangle and offset it inside around 40 millimeter. Enter. Click the surface, right click and erase, and we can click the surface and push it until the behind 120 millimeter and enter. Okay, then we can draw the rectangle from the corner until the corner. Now we can assign the glazing in here, and we can double click, right click, and make group, and we can assign the frame. Okay, now we can select a move, tap control and click from this position until this position. Okay, then we can move it to the bottom a little bit. Okay, we can triple click and select the lower frame in here and select move till this position. Okay, and then we can make the door in here. We can using the rectangle, click from this position until this position. Then we can click the surface and offset it inside around 50 millimeter. Enter. And click this surface, right click and erase, and click this surface and push it until the behind 120 millimeter. Enter. Okay, then we can click this rectangle, click from this point until this point. Okay, I'm sorry, it's too big, so we have to make it a little bit more. Okay, we can click the rectangle, click from this position until this position. Then we can assign the glass material. Can triple click, right click and make group, and click the big point. Okay, we can assign this frame. Okay, now we can select move, tap control on our keyboard and click from this corner to this corner. Okay, perfect. And okay, we can make the another wall and the window. Okay, we can make the another wall and the window, but we have to make the surface. We can make the surface first. We can select the rectangle. Okay, and click from this point until this point. Okay, we can click this surface. So we can click the surface and push it to the front around 50 millimeter. Enter. And click the surface and push it to the front around 50 millimeter. Enter. Okay, then we can click a rectangle, click from this position until this position. Then we can click the surface and place to this position. Okay, now we can click, right click and make group. Okay, now we can add more materials again. We can click pick material and create material, vertical shading. We can type of vertical shading. Okay, Okay, and then we can adjust this one, and we can add more rectangle in here. Then we can click the surface and push it to the front around 50 millimeter. Enter. Now we can triple click, right click, and make group, and we can click this one, assign the materials. Okay, and now we can assign the surface materials, and okay, now we can draw the rectangle window. Click from this point until this point. We have to adjust this floor like this and like this, and we can adjust this wall in this position. Okay, then we can click the rectangle, click from this point until this point. I will make it simple. Okay, then we can click the surface and offset it inside around 40 millimeter. Click the surface, right click and erase, and click this surface and push it to the behind around 120. Okay, and click from the midpoint and click to this midpoint, and click and assign the glazing materials. Okay, just like this. Okay, I will move it first. I will move it in this first. Okay, we can click this line, select move, tap control, click from this line until this position. Then we can, I'll repeat. We can click this line. Okay, click this line, select move. Okay, tap control, click from this line and place to this position. Then we can type 6/ and enter. It will be divided automatically. Okay, then we can triple click, right click, and make group. Okay, we can assign the frame, and again we can select move, tap control, and duplicate this one. And don't forget to adjust the floor. Okay. Okay, then we have to make it more longer than before, around 1.2 meter. Okay, just like this, and we can push it to the front again around 800 millimeter gain, or okay, it's enough. Okay, now we can click the line and click for any position in here to make a railing. Okay, you can triple click the line, select move, tap control. Okay, we can select a move, tap control to the upper. Okay, it's difficult, so I have to select a move again, click from this corner and tap control. We can type 1 meter, enter. Okay, then we can click the line, click from this point until this point. Can click this line, select move, tap control, and place this position. Then we can type 4/ and enter. Okay, triple click, make group, and assign the glazing materials like this. Okay, we have to make the additional. I have to erase it first to make it simple for 3D modeling. Okay, I will delete the guideline first. Okay, and we can select a rectangle and click from this position until this position. Okay, double click, make group, and also this one. We can click, make the floor again. Okay, we can make the floor in here. Triple click, make group, and make the floor with rectangle again till this position. Okay, triple click, make group. Okay, now we can see about the comparison. Okay, we can see about the comparison. It's almost done, so we can make the another details again. We can now make the another details. Okay, we have to make the door or folded door over there. We have to make the folded door with using the frame. Okay, we can draw the line, click from this point until this point, and until this point, and until this point. Okay, we can get the three line in here, and we can offset it inside. Okay, we can offset it inside around 40 millimeter. Enter. Okay, then we can click the line, click from this point until this point. Then we can click the surface, right click and erase, and click this line, right click and erase. Then click the surface and push it until the behind 120 millimeter. Enter. Then we can triple click, right click and make group. Okay, then we can assign the materials. Okay, then now we can select the line. Okay, we can click from this edge with any position on this edge and place to this edge. Okay, we can click the line again and right click and divide to the four part. Okay, perfect. We can delete the another line first. We can select rectangle, click from this point until this point. Okay, then we can scale this one. Okay, now we can click the surface and set it inside around 50 millimeter and enter. Then we can click the surface, right click and erase, and click the surface and push it to the behind around 50 millimeter. Enter. We can click the rectangle, click from this point until this point. Okay, then we can assign the materials. Okay, double click, right click and make group, and we can assign the frame materials in here. Okay, now we can right click and make component and create. Okay, then we can rotate this one, and we can click and hold to the up until appear the blue axis, and click this edge and place to this position approximately. Okay, and we can select a move, tap control, place to this position. Okay, then we can rotate. Okay, then we can select a move, place to this position, and then we can click this both of the door and select move, and click this corner and tap control and place to this position. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is the folded door and window in the inside of the houses, and we can also make the additional window or window wall in here. We can fix the floor first. In here we can assign the materials. Okay, we can draw the frame in here first with using rectangle again. Click from this corner until this corner. Okay, then we can click the surface and offset it inside, align with another frame, and click the surface, right click erase, and click the surface and push it to the behind 120. Enter. Okay, then we can draw the rectangle again in here. Then we can assign the materials and triple click, right click and make group, and we can assign the frame materials again. We can select move and duplicate, place this position. Okay, you can make the improvement on this backyard window in here. You can make it by yourself. So I will continue to the another position. Okay, we can click pick point materials and click this materials and edit, and we can set the hue, light, and saturation. And you can set the saturation and set the darkness like this to make it more dark. Okay, then we can select these materials and edit, and we can assign the materials like this. Okay, now we can make the another elements. We can using the rotate rectangle, and okay, we can click from this position. I'm sorry, we have to make the tape measure first. Can click and click to this position around 2 meter and enter. Okay, then we can click the rotate rectangle, click from this point until the another point, and we can move to the left side around 150 millimeter, enter. Okay, then we can click and push it up until this position, or we can push it up again until this position, until linear with the top level of the floor. Now we can triple click, right click, and make group. Okay, now we can draw the rectangle, click from this point until this point. Okay, then we can push it up until this position. Then we can triple click, right click, and make group. And we can make the planter box in here with using rectangle. Click from this position with any size. Okay, and okay, we can push it up around 200 millimeter, enter. Now we can offset it inside a little bit. Okay, we can triple click, right click, and make group, and we can assign the landscape. Okay. Okay, we can move it, push it to the front again. Okay, then we can duplicate this planter box, and we can select a move, type control, click from this position until this position. Okay, we can move it a little bit more in here, and we can assign just a little bit. We can select this area only with left click. Okay, then we can select a move. Okay, then we can place to this position. Okay, right there. Then we can select a rectangle again. Okay, we can place to this position. Okay, we can triple click, make group, and we can draw the rectangle again. Can click from this point until this point. Okay, we can push it up, make group. We can draw the rectangle. Okay, and we can draw the rectangle in here just a little bit and place to this position. We can triple click, right click, and make group. Okay, then we can assign the materials on the edge and on the edge. Okay, now we can make another variation. We can add the rectangle. Click from this corner until this corner, and we can push it up. Okay, till this position around 100 millimeter. Enter. You can triple click, right click, and make group, and select a move. Tap Control and duplicate it again in here. Then we can rectangle. Okay, then we can offset it inside. Okay, just a little bit. Click this surface, right click and erase, and triple click, right click and erase. Then we can push it up till this position. Triple click, make group. Okay, and also we can assign the materials again. Okay, and now we can assign the another materials with using the concrete. We can use this one. And this is for the lower concrete. We can use the light gray color. Okay. Okay, and after that we can assign these materials and also these materials. We can use the additional materials. Okay, now we can assign the ceiling material first. We can triple click this roof materials. We can click this line, click from this corner until this corner, and also this one. Okay, we can set for the materials of the roof and the ceiling. Okay. Okay, now we can set the materials. We can use this one, and we can assign it one by one like this. Okay, but we have to right click and assign the texture position. Okay. Okay, we have already assigned the texture position. And okay, anyway, we have to make it lower than before. We can triple click. Sorry, we have to click this one, this both of the window, right click and make unique. Can triple click and select the top of this top frame. Then we can select move and place to this position, and also this one. You can select move and place to this position, and again. Okay, and now we can select rectangle. Okay, we can select this rectangle and push it up until this position. Okay, then we can triple click, right click and make group, and assign the perfect materials. Okay, and this is about the progress so far. And don't forget to assign the planter box structure. Okay. Okay, and now we can assign the another materials. I will add more materials. This is for temporary materials, and this is for the temporary materials first. Okay, so this is about the swimming pool, and we can move the swimming pool position a little bit more. And okay, we can also offset this one. Okay, we can assign the concrete. Okay, I mean it was better materials. Okay. Okay, we can set the color of this one. We can set the saturation. and also this one. Or maybe we can set the another materials with stone, new stone. Okay, then we can add more materials based on my library. I will choose the another materials from my library. Okay, I will select the another materials and I will select the cladding. Okay, this one, and I will adjust the color. And okay, I will assign these materials. Okay, I will set the texture size. Okay. Okay, perfect. Just a little bit smaller than this one. Okay. Nice. And I will add more landscaping material again with the pavement. I'm sorry. With the pavement and add more materials. Okay, I mean it was grid materials. Okay. But it's too large. Oh, I don't like this one because it's too okay, and it was done and perfect. And we can make the another roofing materials with using the roofing and click this one. Okay, we can select the roofing materials in here and we can assign the color. Okay, and now I will add more components. I will add more component like people and many more. Okay, I will using the freehand in here by click this surface, click these tools and just click and just draw the freehand materials. Okay, and I choose the landscaping materials with using this one. I'm sorry. Okay, and I just select the components and component sampler and select I just select the people sorry, I just select the tree and select the people in here and people in here and this one. Okay, that was perfect. Then okay, I will choose the grass green material in here. Okay, and I will duplicate. You can select move. Okay, control and duplicate this another tree. to make it more representative. Okay, then for the next step, we can assign the style, and we can choose the correct style over there, or we can set the shadow. Okay, we can set the shadow. Okay, and I will add more materials. Okay, I will select the color first. Okay, I will select the color first, and I will add more materials with the marble materials. The black marble, and the marble materials in this position. Okay, this one open. Okay, click this marble. Okay, and we can assign the texture again. Okay, I like this. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope it will be a lot of benefit to all of you about how to make this 3D modeling of the modern house like this. So you can make your own exercise by yourself. Then you can follow my 3D model, or you can improve my 3D model. Or if you have any ideas about this 3D model, you can type to the commenter column below. Thanks for watching and have a good day, guys. And don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thank you.